Right then, pull up a seat, grab a cuppa, or a pint if you're feeling bold, because I've got 3 belters for you today, and trust me, the last one is the one that'll have your jaw on the floor. We've got the future of Celtic's front line taking shape with Johnny Kenny and Callum Osmand tipped to blossom into the next dynamic duo. Aye, imagine that pace up top next season. Then there's the bombshell about Nicolas Kühn. The wee German wizard might just be on his way out with Leipzig sniffing around, and talks already at an advanced stage. Don't blink or you'll miss him. But hold tight, because the final story is the real showstopper. Brendan Rodgers is personally pushing for a massive transfer that would shake the whole league. We're talking about a striker branded a superstar, a potential signing that screams Champions League ambition. So stay with me right to the end, smash that like button like Maida smashes a high press, hit subscribe if you've got green in your blood, and let's make sure this video hits more screens than a Rangers penalty appeal. Let's go! Right, come here a sec. Let's talk about Johnny Kenny and a lad most folk probably haven't even seen kick a ball yet, Callum Osmand. Now, it's been a bit of a quiet rise for Kenny since coming back fae Shamrock Rovers. Got his debut, scored a tidy one up at Pittodrie, and then not much after that. But don't write the boy off yet. Now this week, Frank McAvenny, yes, Frank being Frank, says the two of them, Kenny and Osmand, could be Celtic strikers of the future. Says they could blossom into a pair of proper number 9s for us next season. Osmand hasn't even made a senior appearance at Fulham, and Kenny's had more loan spells than Greg Taylor's had haircuts. But still, there's something there. Big Macca reckons the Fulham lad's a great player and rates the two of them highly enough to be our main men within the next 12 months. But here's the thing. Rodgers plays one up top, doesn't he? Always has. So are we just stockpiling strikers again? Or does this mean a shift in systems on the way? 2 up front like the old days of Sutton and Hartson? Let me ask you something right now. Should Celtic be building a front 2 around Kenny and Osmand? Or is this just more wishful thinking and we still need a proven 20-goal striker now, not later? Let me know what you think, because this one's gonna split the pub right down the middle. So it looks like we've got a bit of a situation brewing. And no, it's not just the rain over Glasgow green. Nicolas Kühn, remember him? The lad folk were calling a dud when he first rocked up, only for him to turn it round, starting every game, skinning defenders and looking like a proper Celtic winger. That Kühn. Well, now there's word from Germany that RB Leipzig, yes, the club that raised him, want him back. And not just a cheeky inquiry either. Reports say the talks are already at an advanced stage. So basically, they've got the kettle on and are sorting out the biscuits for when he gets there. Now, listen, he's under contract here till 2029, which means we hold the cards. If Leipzig want him, they'll need to cough up at least 15 million quid. And to be honest, I wouldn't answer the phone for anything less. This isn't some bargain bin winger. This is a boy who's finally found his feet, and losing him with Champions League qualifiers coming would be a real slap in the face. We've got Benjamin Negrin on the way, and he's meant to be the next big thing. But let's no pretend Kühn hasn't become our guy now. So here's one for you, and I want the truth. If Leipzig chuck 20 million at us, should we take the cash and reinvest? Or do we hang on to Kühn and build around him for the Champions League run? Because I'll tell you this, if we sell him for cheap and he starts tearing it up in the Bundesliga, folk will be greeting harder than a Rangers fan at a trophy parade. Right, get a load of this one. Brendan Rodgers is not just thinking about the usual summer tinkering. No, he's got his eyes on what could be a proper statement of intent. And the name getting all the buzz, Evan Ferguson. That Evan Ferguson. The same Irish lad who was being tipped as the next big thing down south, linked with the likes of Manchester United. Fast forward a year, a tough loan spell at West Ham, barely got a sniff, and suddenly there's talk he might just need a fresh start. Somewhere he can actually play, lead the line, and remind folk why he was rated so highly. And guess who's sniffing about? That's right, Brendan. According to former scout Mick Brown, Rodgers is personally pushing for this deal to happen. not just idly watching it unfold, pushing. He wants Ferguson in green and white banging goals at Parkhead and showing the world he's still that lad with superstar potential. Now let's be honest, it would be some coup. Champions League football, trophy pushes, 60,000 behind him. Not many better places to rebuild your confidence than right here in paradise. But here's the question I've got for you, and I want you to really think about this. Should Celtic go all in on Evan Ferguson, even if it's just a loan deal? Or are we better backing our own strikers and avoiding another rescue mission from down south? Let me know what you reckon, because if this one happens, it's gonna split opinions sharper than a referee at Ibrox.